Life is hard, but it could be worse. Life is hard, but it could be worse. Life is hard.
Welcome to the Life is Hard
But it
podcast.
could be worse.
Now I'm going to try it again in sign language. Did you hear that?
No.
It's because it was sign language.
Well, everybody, I'm Larry.
I'm Daryl.
The other brother, Derek.
Hey, we have a guest.
Yes.
Look
we
at
have-
that.
We have Mr. Monday here today.
Oh,
Even
Mr.
though it's
Monday.
Tuesday.
That sounds like a code.
And we
Actually,
released
it's
the podcast
Saturday.
on Saturday,
Yeah.
yes.
It's Saturday if you're hearing it.
I just gave it away that we don't record these live.
Yeah, basically how this works is we have no idea what we're doing. So, welcome and join in the fun.
Yeah.
And I want to say sorry to our listeners for putting you through this.
We have listeners.
Well, if we do, they deserve an apology.
I think our guest listened to the podcast and he still has no idea what it's about.
We're sorry.
I had to
Mr.
come
Monday.
check it out. I heard it. I had to see it face to face.
I asked him if he knew the drinking game, and he said no. And we've had at least three distinct episodes
Oh,
now
man. Well, maybe he
in
drank.
which we referenced a drinking
I can
game.
still pay attention to drinking games.
You don't drink?
There's plenty. I've cut back quite a bit. I used to drink a lot.
And you don't want to listen to this
Don't drink a lot
podcast.
anymore.
I play the drinking game with coffee.
Yeah.
It's much safer that way. But on the drive home, look out. Because I'm going really,
Road rage.
like, almost the speed limit.
Are there any new stoplights on your trip home?
I don't know. Newer
As
than
in
me.
recently put in your way.
Stoplights that didn't used to be there.
That you didn't used to have to stop for because they weren't there, yes.
I don't know. It's a good question. There's all kind of new roads and stuff. Does that count?
Well, they have new stoplights where I go. And I shouldn't have to stop at them because I didn't have to stop at them before. There should be a grandfather clause on stoplights. That's all I'm saying. People that have lived here for 20 years should be able to just roll right through all those what didn't used to be their lights.
What if you move away for 10 years and then come back and they put up a new stoplight?
I think then you should have to obey the light. Because if you leave,
Right.
you give up.
Well, how long do you have to be gone for? Long enough to actually change your residence?
What if you're
Or-
gone long enough to actually become a grandfather?
Well, then you definitely have to stop. Because
Well,
then you're
when
gone way too long. But, what if you go out of town for the weekend, they put up a new stoplight?
When you quit
you,
your
you
job,
still should get grandfathered, right?
when you quit your job, you lose seniority. Not when you go on vacation, when you quit. So if you quit, if you give your 2 weeks notice, you leave, you come back, you no longer have your
How do you
grandfather.
define quitting, though? That's my point.
Well, you have to quit. You have to officially, pack up and leave. Give up your residence.
I'm leaving this place and never coming back
Well,
until
you-
they put a stoplight on this corner
You
because it's
sell
too
your
dangerous.
residence. You no longer own a home here.
What if you didn't own a home to begin with? I've never owned a home. I rent.
Well, then you don't get grandfathered.
So I have to stop at every stoplight.
You're not a real person.
That does not seem fair.
I'm the only one who really needs to be grandfathered in the first place.
Why don't you just make yourself exempt from the traffic laws and save us all a whole lot of heartache?
Or at least a lot of time on the podcast, anyway.
Say it's against your religious freedom.
To stop at stoplights. I am practicing my religion that says I do not stop or slow down until I get to my destination.
Actually, if you study the Bible very carefully, you will find no references to stoplights. I don't believe God ever said we had to stop at stoplights.
These are an abomination. They are an ungodly abomination.
Well, they work on Sunday.
That is true.
It's just Big
Yep.
Brother trying to tell us what to do.
Of course, Sunday is not really the
You can
Sabbath. The
stop.
Sabbath
You
is
must-
Saturday.
Okay, but they work on Saturday also.
You can go, you must stop. We are the government. That's what it is. It's a conspiracy.
It is.
The stoplight conspiracy.
Right. I just think since it's not
A couple of them are, because there's that one where you have the arrow to turn left, and people go this way, and then they go this way, and then they go this way, and you're still stuck there waiting for that frickin' arrow to give you, the green arrow so you can turn left, and then the people go this way again, and this way again.
Do you think the stoplight
That's
stays
by
green
design.
longer for white people than it does for black people?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't it?
I don't know. I
It's a
always wondered.
racist green light.
Well, okay then.
Do you know if you clear black lines from a white page, you're a racist?
Don't spill your coffee, Mr.
We can't have a drinking game now. We got a spitting game. He's spitting. We're gonna have to.
This might be the first time we've had a laughing.
We're gonna have to do video now to get all the spit takes. You didn't realize we were so hilarious before you came on the podcast.
No, I heard that.
He's speechless. Our guest
me.
is speechless.
By the way, people, if you can't hear us, it's Rob's fault. Our sound engineer.
If they can't hear us, they won't know whose fault it is because you just told them with speech, which is inaudible.
I don't know about this setup we're using today. We have a third person, so it got complicated.
That's what she said.
We've entered the polyamory podcast.
Now nobody knows what hole to use. Like, is this your hole? I don't know. Did you already use it?
It doesn't matter. Oh, apparently we have a second guest.
Is here. I was expecting
Who is?
a delivery.
It's UPS.
Probably.
All right.
If it's anything, if she's not just.
Well, we'll be right back right after this edit.
How can you-
we're on.
How can you tell
We're
if
back
it's recording?
after
We're
the
back! Yay!
We never really left.
Well, no, they get the time warped version.
Right.
Like, we were gone for hours. It was a UPS delivery, and it turned into a
We're gonna
smoke
take a break, and here we are.
We had to go
Look at
burn
that.
some
More
Blu-rays.
coffee, bathroom
Burn some
breaks.
Blu-rays, yeah.
My gosh. We even ordered a white supreme pizza.
Does anyone sell those?
I think they should. I mean, if they sell pizza with white
I
sauce,
think they should.
and they sell supreme pizzas, if you can get a supreme pizza with white sauce, you should
It
be
would
able to
be
get
a
a white
white
supreme
supreme pizza,
pizza.
yes.
I think they sell those at Hitler's Pizza.
Right. In downtown Atlanta.
Oh, thanks for calling Hitler's Pizza. How can I take your order?
That
Fine.
Yeah, I have that's one white supreme pizza.
Oh my gosh. So I assume you guys heard the
I don't. Go ahead.
Republican presidential hopeful Scott Walker.
I was gonna say something, but never mind.
No, really, say something. Anything.
I was just gonna. We were talking about Nazis and white supreme pizza or whatever, and I guess they were racist, but the people they killed were white,
Well, yes. Yes.
so obviously they weren't.
So maybe
into-
we're picking the wrong people to pick on.
Yes, it wouldn't be Hitler's pizza. It would be like.
Are we defending the
Rip-
Nazis now?
It would be like.
Well, they get blamed for everything.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, like, every time somebody says something that's, kind of untoward or fascist, people call them a Nazi. It's like,
Even
that's
if
not
you
fair.
correct people's grammar, they call you a Nazi.
Exactly,
I mean, that's
you're a
ridiculous.
grammar
It's
Nazi.
just a very disciplined way of life.
And if you try to change the subject, you're a Nazi. I mean, there's, like, so many ways to become a Nazi.
Be a very well-made pizza is all that's all I'm really saying. It'd be a very structured,
Yes, very precise pizza.
very well-engineered pizza.
Not just a 12-inch is 12.00 inches.
It would have exactly 6 pepperonis on it.
right.
I don't know if I want a supreme with 6 pepperonis.
Well, it would have mushrooms too.
Well, no, I'm just thinking there should be more pepperonis on a supreme.
Wait till we get to the joke about the oven.
Oh no! I'm gonna put it in the oven. Oh my god. So Scott Walker.
Who's suing us now? Okay.
Republican presidential hopeful, Scott Walker,
Scott Walker.
said he would consider building a wall between Canada and the U.S.
Because that's the contested border. Yes.
Well, they said, hey, if you're going to build a wall between Mexico and the U.S., we should build one between Canada. It's only 5,525 miles. It probably cost, what, about $500 billion.
And the point of that is...
No croissants.
Is
Is that where they come from? I thought they came from France.
French Canadian. French Canadian croissants
Well, they
from
could
Quebec.
They could-
Quebec.
I thought they
Quebec.
I thought they came from the grocery store.
They have hockey in Canada.
Croissants grow on trees. From the yeast trees.
I'm not sure I want to mess with the yeast trees.
That reminds me of a song. Okay.
It's also really good.
A song. Come on, kids. We're going to sing about the yeast trees now.
Oh, how does that go? 2 pounds of yeast and some copper lime. Oh, it's the Copperhead Road.
Sounds like a Mondstadt Southern commercial.
A Copperhead Road was about running weed, wasn't it? Running
Well,
drugs?
originally running shine, and then eventually
running moonshine,
weed.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then the younger generation
Yeah.
ran weed, and now they run meth.
So I think the song, he went into town twice a week, 2 pounds of yeast and some copper line. Everybody knew that we made moonshine, something like that.
That's awesome. You know
Yeah.
music. I'm impressed.
Not much. Okay, so
Do you know any Canadian music?
oh gosh, I can speak Canadian.
You can, eh?
Yeah, I'm
That
from
was-
Minnesota. We did the
Oh, that's
we
right,
did
yeah.
the how's
Yeah.
that go? Take off, you hoser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're Canadian.
Yeah, no.
Rush did that.
Rush.
Yeah, the band Rush did that with Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Oh,
That,
yeah,
was the song.
That's right.
Take off.
Take
To
off,
the great
you
white
loser.
north.
They had a whole
That was
album.
Geddy Lee from Rush. Canadian band. We're a Canadian band.
I didn't even know Rush
We're a
was.
Canadian band. Alanis Morissette.
Oh yeah, Alanis
She's
Morissette. I
Canadian.
knew she was Canadian.
Avril
yeah.
Lavigne.
So is Shania Twain.
Yeah.
I know she doesn't really count.
That
She's
doesn't
country
impress me
western.
much.
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah.
Thank God we have a guest.
Yeah, you saved us from that one.
Yes. So he's building a wall. Scott Walker is building a wall.
Well, I hope he's not doing it himself. It's going to take him a long time.
Well, hopefully he is doing it so. Because
Well-
it will take a long
That would
time.
probably be a good use of Scott Walker's time. Keep him busy building a wall.
So where is Scott Walker from?
Wisconsin.
Okay.
So he should
And,
know.
and he's got trouble with the Canadians crossing over.
Apparently, I don't know. He doesn't have any.
They're
I'm
stealing all
sure-
the cheese for their croissants.
I'm thinking the wall is to keep Americans in. That's what I think it's for.
It might be.
So that when we have a draft or we get crazy with our taxes or we're embarrassed because we have a wall to the south keeping Mexicans out and we want to escape to Canada where they're more reasonable and have free health care and cheaper medication, we can't go.
Well, I think people actually go over there to get medication.
That's what I'm
we'll
saying.
get- yeah, and they come
But
back.
not now.
Not once.
Now you got to get through the wall.
I tell you what, I've been to the Canadian border along Minnesota because I grew up in Minnesota, and you wouldn't cross there. You'd have to be a glutton for punishment. You're talking the Boundary Waters, the Pigeon River, waterfalls, deep gorges, hundreds of miles of woods. I mean, I don't know who in their right mind.
Well, you would just walk across the bridge at Niagara Falls.
Well, that would make more sense.
Would
But
make
you
a
don't
lot
need a
more sense.
wall where you've got nothing but wilderness. I'm sure somebody might be backpacking from Canada right now, but by the time they get here, the Republicans will already have decimated all the social programs that they came for, so it doesn't matter.
Probably building the wall would make it easier to cross because they're going to have to make paths for the trucks to get through.
Oh yeah, good point.
They'll have to build roads
Yeah,
and
we have
stuff
to build
get to the
infrastructure.
wall.
Yeah. And then all they would do is they would tunnel under it. And since it's 5,525 miles, we would never find the tunnels because they could be anywhere.
Wonder if they'll call it the Trump Wall.
It's a good
It would
name
have to be
for
the
it.
Walker Wall.
I think Trump is the one who was the impetus for the discussion because Walker is trying to keep up with Trump. He's
Yes,
You know,
got to
trying
keep
to-
up with the Trumps.
he's trying to Trump.
And Trump is trying to keep it with Sanders.
Sanders Ford?
Bernie.
Oh, Bernie
feeling the
Sanders.
burn.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Nobody's going to get the Sanders Ford joke.
No, I know it's a local joke. I'm sorry. You'll have to edit that out.
Oh, yes. Add it to the list. we all know how much editing work I do when this is over.
Yeah, well, the time that I was drinking, you edited a bunch out.
Well, that was necessary, let me tell you. So we have a guest, and we have like 4 minutes left.
Oh gosh.
So we need to let the guest have his moment in the spotlight here. No, he doesn't want it.
Did
Well,
you
I
ever,
don't know what- I
did
don't
you
know
ever
what
buy
you-
a Beanie Baby?
I didn't know. I have never bought a Beanie Baby. Actually, you know what? You know why I have bought a Beanie Baby? as a Christmas present.
So
Did
you
you-
can buy babies?
Did you know they're not babies? They're
I
called-
did know
Well,
they
thank
were not
God.
babies.
We'd be trafficking.
They are also not beanies.
Well, they call them beanie babies.
But they're not beanies either.
They don't
Right.
call them
They're not
beanie
for
clones.
Because beanies are the things you wear on the top
It's
of
a
your
knit
head.
hat
right?
that you wear on your head.
Yeah. Those liars.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
so
just-
disillusioned.
They're
I
named
just,
after beanbags.
I just found out the other day that they were actually not hatched. They were manufactured.
Oh.
You know
They're like teddy
why
bears.
they've been lying to us about the fact that they're not beanies and not babies?
Why?
Because Nazis make them. Blame the Nazis.
Well, is that our drinking word this week?
Nazi.
Nazi. yeah.
Nazi.
Because I'm pretty sure I said Nazi about 20 times when we were having Nazis get blamed for everything.
They do.
Well, if you're not drunk yet, you weren't paying attention.
Or you were drinking coffee like you should be with the drinking game.
Oh, man.
Don't play the drinking game with alcohol. It's dangerous.
Now we're concerned about the safety of our listeners.
Yeah, because if they die,
I should,
who's
say
going
our,
to be
I should
left?
say our listener.
You should say us. Because we listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I actually do. I actually listened to last week's, or the one
Yeah.
that we just posted, yeah.
I've listened to all of them a few times. Our guest has never heard it. Ever.
I have. I listened to the hour-long version.
Liar. You lie.
Hell, you know how it is.
I sit.
Trying to remember. So you have nothing to add to this? Because I had a couple other things on my...
I'm just here to add to anything that you have to offer.
We don't have anything to offer. You haven't figured that out yet? We offer nothing.
Every time I write up, the next episode and try to think, what is it about this episode
You try to plan for this stuff?
that
Oh
would
my
make
God.
it... What would make it interesting, like you get a little, the little blurb on the website.
Right.
What do we say about this? What do we say that oh yeah, today we talk about something really, what?
Important.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Really important.
well, that would be the thing to say, but it's not true. So I'm trying to think how
Today
to
we talk
phrase
about
this.
something not really important.
I don't want to be the guy who's just selling the elixir that cures everything that actually doesn't do anything but get you drunk. Which is essentially a good description of our podcast.
But that does cure everything, doesn't it?
For temporarily. So you sober up. and
Which
find
is
out-
why you should play the drinking game with alcohol and not coffee.
Oh, great. Now we're back to killing our guests.
But do it responsibly.
Yes.
Die responsibly.
Die responsibly.
Die responsibly.
That's a
Yes.
good-
And don't drink alone. Invite someone to listen to this with you.
Live hard, die responsibly.
Life is hard.
Actually,
Not live hard.
maybe
You're confusing the name.
maybe we should do an analogy, an analog here, and say if you listen to this podcast alone, you've got a problem.
But we're in digital.
But it could be worse. Life is
Oh
hard.
no! I think I hear
It could be worse. Life is hard.
our
But it
sound
could be worse.
sound engineer is trying to tell us
Life is
something. I
hard.
think.
But it could be worse.
Well, guys, be sure to
is
subscribe.
hard.
Thanks for listening.
And thank
It
our
could be
guest.
worse.
Yay, we had a guest.
Life is hard.
We're gonna get Mr. Money to come back someday.
But it could be
That was
worse.
the random clap there.
Life is hard. But it could be worse.